Welcome to Underdog Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today is no different than any other day. Today I have Mr. Tevin Studdard. He's a father, author, theme songwriter, executive director of L.E.A.D, literacy, entrepreneurship, dreams. Tevin is rewriting the narrative of unrepresented youth in Indianapolis. Over the summer, he guided over 100 or close to 100 young minds through their journey from blank page to published books. Tevin doesn't just talk about the change, he manifests it in one author at a time. So I just want to give you your flowers, man, because my son was a part of your program. Yeah. So what you're doing with the kids and with the books is like amazing, because some of the kids, they're just doing it to do it, but some of the kids are actually using their imagination and creating something that they can last forever. So shout out to you, man.
Man, all love. It's a blessing, man. For real.
So I need a fun fact.
All right. Fun fact about Tevin Studdard. I've never eaten chocolate. Anything, not chocolate milk, a candy bar, nothing. Elementary school one time they said chocolate boy don't like chocolate, and I kind of almost broke this kid's ear. Oh, but wow. Yeah, I've never eaten chocolate. I think my mom had too much of it when she was pregnant with me. Oh wow! They literally took us to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and it's where all the Hershey made. It's amusement park. That was the closest to hell I ever been. I hate the smell of chocolate, bro. I hate it. Wow. Yeah.
I thought I was bad. I don't like chocolate cake.
Yeah, nothing chocolate. Like, I remember being in 5th grade, my uncles offered me $50 to eat a Snickers. Bro, $50 is a lot right now. Yeah. $50 to eat a Snickers bar. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I hate the smell of chocolate. Oof. And then my son loves it. All my family loves it. I can't do it. Yeah,
that's definitely a fun fact. I'm going to just say my fun fact. I don't really like cake. Like, I'll eat cake here and there, but I'm not like, don't buy me a cake. It'd be pointless to buy me a cake. My son's the same way. Like, my son and my daughter, like, if you buy a cake for somebody and bring it in the house, we gonna eat that little happy birthday party thing, and then it's going to waste. Like, nobody's really.
What they say, they love you like a fat kid love cake, man. I always love cake, bro.
No,
I always love cake.
I just never have. I remember my dad, I think it was like my 10th birthday, this joker went and bought a chocolate cake. I hate chocolate cake. Yeah. My mom went off. Like, why would you buy him a chocolate cake knowing
he wanted that for himself?
He knew what time it was. Had to be. No, he's probably mad because they had to buy the Grant Hills and he didn't want to spend that money. All right, let's get into the questions. Can you tell us the story of how, why, and when you started L.E.A.D?
So L.E.A.D started Thursday, June 13th. Of this summer. Initially, I had planned on moving to Houston, Texas. I lived in Houston in the summer of 2019, and what I do theme songs for sports teams. So down in Texas, theme songs galore with all the high school football, college football, and the resources through oil money. So I wanted some of that. Yeah. But God had different plans. So I was just planning on doing this program for the kids. It was just kind of like my one last hoorah. And then it just got a life of its own, and it was like, nah, bro, you where you supposed to be. And then just the more kids start coming, and you was there every session. So the first session, we had like 60 kids, and I'm like, oh man, this is something pretty powerful. And then not 60 finished out of that portion of that, but across the city we had over 80 plus. But that's another thing, just telling kids, hey, you got to really do this work. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not finna do the work for you. You have to do your own work. And just seeing kids that were hungry to show up every week and do it. And then from the kids at Douglas to the kids with the City Coats to kids at Tab to it was other kids in other programs. There's so many programs I can't even remember. But it was just a blessing to provide kids. Aspire program. So it was a blessing to provide kids with the opportunity to learn how to write and publish their own books. Like I was telling somebody, man, I wish somebody came alongside when I was 7 or 13 years old. Hey, this is how you write and publish a book. Because it's like my mind, I had over 29 books once I realized how to do it within less than 2 months. Amazon actually put me on the limit. I can only upload 3 books a day because I'm so locked in with continuing to create, because it's like, man, I got this access that I've thought was so hard and people tried to price you out of. So now it's like, oh, I can do this at a controlled cost, so it's free. Yeah. And then they get their portion of the back end. All right, bet.
Yeah.
We're going to keep creating. And then it came to a point where you got 29 books, and that's great. But your legacy is only going to be as good as what you do for others. So knowing that this next generation of kids could become authors is incredible. Like I told the news, I said, I want to see black kids' names on books instead of obituaries. And it's like, I meant that. And it's like, you got to see this summer, you had babies killed, you got children killed. It's like, man, if those kids, even if they got to just write their own book before they left Earth, then they family got something not only we can remember you by, but your words, what you created, lives on forever. Yeah. Like, people died and they got books on Amazon, so their work lives forever. Yep. It's just like you creating something of educational value that lives forever. And so that's the literacy rate, because with COVID, these kids can't read. Yeah. So it's like you helping kids get excited about reading by putting their hoods in books. Like you putting their neighborhoods in books. You putting people that look like them, people that they can identify with. And that was a big thing for me. I got 2 kids, and everything that we watched on TV or read, it was no black images. Yep. So I'm like, let me create this whole world full of positive black images, and let me put the hood in it, put the hood flavor on it, and watch the excitement. And it was like the first day I sold like 100 books. I'm like, oh, I could really do this full time. Yeah. And even today, the Amazon check hit. Them royalties hit every month, brother. So, man, that's a blessing. So, and just the outpouring of support. Children's Museum bought 75 books from me. We got to do one for every black mayor in the state of Indiana. Yeah. And it's endless what I'm about to create. So now, currently, tomorrow, Addicts football team, as well as Arsenal Tech's football team, they're going to get honored with their books at the halftime of a football game. That's dope. Like, this is something I ain't never seen. So it's like, it's that Drake quote. He said, I'm trying to outdo what hasn't been done. Yeah. Ain't nobody can tell me, oh, man, 2 public schools got a team full of authors. Yeah. They was getting honored at games. You got to show me. We're literally making history in real time, and you getting to document it. So that's just so dope. So it's just, I'm just so hungry and inspired to take it everywhere. So right now we got MichiganRoad Mondays at the Midwest League Reading Room, Tab Tuesdays, Westside Wednesdays, Friendship Community Church. We got 30th Street Thursdays, so Eastern Stars Community Center, as well as Douglas Park still. And then we got Far East Fridays at the Boys Club right down the street on Post Road. So it's like, and then Southside Sundays at the apartment complex. So it's just endless. Now, all right, these kids in the hood got the same access as a kid in Carmel would have. Yep. So now it's like them playing fields are level, because it's like you didn't have that. You were priced out of. Somebody, a graphic designer told me, hey, man, I can make your A to Z book. It'll be $100 per page. I'm like, who's paying $2,600 to make a children's A to Z book? This AI changed the game. $20 a month? Yeah. I can make endless images? Yeah. What? Yeah. So I put that to work. And it's just like 29 books later, and then you count all the kids, that's hundreds of books later. Yeah. So now my goal was initially in 1 year's time frame to create 10,000 authors. Then James Webb, he said, you got to make it 20,000. I said, all right, bet. Let's embrace this challenge. So feet to the ground, and then we're going to do something where we'll have a Marion and Muncie Mondays. We'll have an 8-1 Tuesday with Evansville, Bloomington, Terre Haute, West Lafayette Wednesday. We're going to have a 219 Thursday, rotating Gary, East Chicago, Hammond, Maryville, and then a Fort Wayne Friday, and a South Bend Saturday. So we coming for everything. Like the whole state, and then it's regional, and then people hit me up from Rhode Island, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Massachusetts. I'm like, oh, this is something.
Yeah.
This is gonna stick. This is gonna go.
It definitely is. It definitely is. And like you said, like it was people showing up every week.
Yeah.
And what was like surprising for our community, it was parents.
Yeah.
It was people there with their kids, helping their kids. I took advantage of it as a parent and started writing my own books and learning the process. Like, oh, you only got to do that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I got a book published and I'm coming out with a workshop with the book and the tour.
Fire.
So it's easy to do, but like you said, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids, they go, oh yeah, I could write a book, but then they see what they actually got to do, and it's not hard. But for a kid, it's like, I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah. But like you were saying, like I just thinking about when I was 7 through 13, my imagination was all over the place. And just to be able to put it down on paper, it would have been crazy. Because I was writing stuff on my own and had always like write stuff. Yeah. And just to be able to come up with a book. But this the funny part. So I was in 6th grade and we had to write a book. Yeah. And the book consists of all our grades basically except for math. I didn't do the book. I just didn't want to. I didn't like school. Got an F. Still remember that. My mom granted me for the whole summer. And just to look at where I'm at now, and then I was able to help some of the kids on the city coats with their books. And it's just crazy how the world works. Not liking to read. Into helping kids write a book. That's why I put my son in it, because he struggled with reading. Yeah. And he kind of got a little dyslexia, so that was kind of the problem. But he's one of them kids that was COVID, went to school during COVID, so he didn't get all that stuff. And I was like, you gonna write your own book. We gonna read it, look it over before we even do anything with it. So he's able to go and read it when he go and have a book. And so that was dope, just for you to have that for kids that struggle with reading. Because what's doper than writing your own book and being able to read it?
Nothing. That's the ultimate flex in school. Yeah. You got a girl that you like? Yeah. Hey, baby girl, read my book.
Yeah.
Like, that's your book?
You coming to school. Man, what? If you play on a team, you like, I play sports, but how about you buy one of my books?
I'm an athlete and an author. Come on with it. And that's what we about to, this tech X game, this is like history, bro. Like in the nation, because what's going to follow this is going to be like, oh, this started right here. Like it's going to happen. And just with my reach in sports, I know it's going to happen. So man, I'm so humbled and excited.
So what are 3 keys you notice to help young authors transition to aspiring authors to publish ones?
Man, I'll hold up some of their books. Really understanding their passion. So Demarion's dream, he's a kid that loves football as well as superheroes. So he was able to mix I'd never seen a superhero that throws footballs out of his thing, out of his super suit. So it's just tapping into their imagination, and AI having the ability to bring it to life. It's out of this world what can be created. So man, that's one, just finding out exactly what they love. Your son loves basketball. So all right, make a book about basketball. So you meeting them where they're at, what they're passionate about. And then this one young lady, this is a brilliant book. It's called Katie's Bilingual Song. So she really breaks down how this young lady was struggling with confidence, and she would have bullies, and she was wrestling with her inner thoughts. So she finally mustered the courage to do something, and then everybody loved it. But I'm like, this young lady has movies in her. This is not just books. She has real deal movies. So who's going to come alongside her and bring that to life? Without taxing her mom arms and legs. So it's just kind of like, that's the thing. Everybody's trying to either withhold the information or charge you crazy amounts for it. And it's like, man, if you give to the people going to take care of you. Straight up. They going to know what's authentic and who's really doing it for it. And it's not going to happen overnight. You got to put in the work. You got to produce results. But in due time, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. So meeting kids where they're at, highlighting their passions. And then the third one, man, it's so tough because those two really, I feel like meeting them where they're at, highlighting their passions and just bringing that to life. Just those are, I feel like, the keys.
Yeah, those definitely are, because the different stories I was reading. Even though when I was helping the football team, it was real life stories. Yeah, like where you like, man, okay, this kid going through a little something in his life, and it's like kids get to actually put, like, imagine for somebody like you were just saying about the young lady's story with mental health, you're able to put that in a book and get it out and not necessarily feel like you being a tattletale or whatever, you know, kids are want to use, but you're getting your story out there. Like you said, you could turn that into a movie, but those that's listening, don't try to whack no kid. Like, man, the kids are our future. If we can help these kids and they don't got to spend money, or their parents don't got to spend an arm and a leg to create something, allow that to happen, because that's why a lot of kids aren't able to do stuff, because there's people that come up with programs and then they want to whack them and make them spend all this money.
Come to us for free. Yeah. Come with your boy for free. We doing programs daily for the free. Yeah. Now the schools you got to pay, because you got it. You got it, I need it. But the kids, it's always free. It's always, because I identify with being that black kid that couldn't afford things. I remember being in high school, I couldn't afford the summer pack. I told coach, hey, my parents said we can't afford this right now. He just gave it to me. So it's just kind of like, man, you never know what that kid can become. And then that same year, my senior year of high school, I ended up writing a song for the Fever. And then my coach was like, dang, see, you can afford that summer pack now. I was like, you right. But it's kind of just like, but say he don't get me the summer pack and I can't play, what do I go on to do? So it's just kind of like, you never know the kid, what this kid is going to become in life, and they're going to remember who gave them the tools. So it's just, even I got this NFL book, every 100, it's like 104 some players that went to high school in Nap that's in the league, and or that played in the league at some point in time. And for some of these kids, that's like, man, you gave us our first interview. So when we got to college, we were prepared. And that's what used to make me cringe. Yeah. The kid will do an incredible athletic performance. He get on camera, man, it was, bro. I was just like, no. Let's prepare these kids for the real world. Because they got NFL, NBA talent. Yep. So when you get in front of the camera and microphone, you're going to speak clearly. Yep. You're going to enunciate your words. I'm going to ask you all the questions that they're going to ask you. So once you hear, this is second nature. This is repetitive. Yeah. One of the kids told me, he's in the league right now. He's like, bro, you literally prepared me for this. And I'm like, they don't see it in the moment. But then they go back like, this is what helped me. Yep. I remember my nephew, I told him just give me like 20. He ended up getting 35, had a great game, and I got my camera out and I interviewed him afterwards, because it's like you got to prepare for that moment when you go out there in high school and college, or you make it to the league and you have one of them games, and like you said, or just being on a podcast and having a couple people on, you be like, oh, you don't know how to talk. Huh? You don't know how to converse with people. Because I done had a few where I'm like, this ain't going to be no clips, because your answers is 1 second. You just give me one word. But I do that a lot with my players with basketball. They be like, man, why you? Because you never know when the camera. I remember me and Coach DJ, we went to a tournament, and CJ, it was like our original boys of our team got to do an interview. And it was dope for them, because they in a tournament, all the lights is on, and they sitting there talking, and you could tell they was a little nervous. And you just got to get kids prepared for that. So I got a new segment. It's called Who's Your Favorite Underdog? So I got 5 questions. They different topics. You just tell me who's your favorite underdog. Who's your favorite underdog author? Myself. Came out the gate with 3 books. But until it becomes my son, I feel like you should definitely. It's so much. If it's somebody else, I have to say Tristan Griffin. Okay. Because he was extremely challenging. During our summer program. Yeah. But it was kind of like, when you stay patient with him, his potential is endless, because now all the city coaches are writing books, and it's just because of him. Yeah. The coach didn't even know he had wrote a book until I had sent it. He was like, oh, I didn't even know. And then he got to see that. So Tristan Griffin would definitely be my favorite underdog author because a lot of people in the camp, they was ready to give up on him. I'm like, nah, this kid has potential. And I didn't know about the City Coast or what he had played for and what he did. And none of that. I was just like, nah, this is a black kid with potential, and I ain't giving up on him.
Yep. Oh, I know Tristan. I worked at a summer camp, and those are the type of kids I love. They give you a challenge that kind of like stretch you out to be patient, like, all right, I ain't gonna let you win today. And you got to think of new ways to present whatever you present to them so they can get it. So, yeah, shout out to Tristan.
Definitely.
In the world of sports, because I know you love sports, who would you consider the ultimate underdog success story?
Man, this one's tough. It's so many that fit this mold. Man, I guess I could do so many. I think of I don't like what he stand for now, but Kurt Warner going from bagging groceries to the AFL to Super Bowl champion is crazy.
Yeah.
Dominique Rhodes, just kind of being a backup, but really being the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, they gave it to Peyton's politics, but who else? There's so many. All my guys that came from HBCUs that went on to do. Walter Payton from Jackson State to the best running back ever. Jerry Rice running in freaking fields in Mississippi to the best wide receiver ever. Yeah. Man, it's so many guys that it's like Gary Brackett, he was undrafted to a captain in the Super Bowl and a Super Bowl champion. It's so many guys for even I could go on and on. That was a endless one.
Yeah. I think for me with that one, mine would be, even though his dad was in the league, Steph Curry. Just because of what he had to overcome. Everybody saying he wouldn't be nothing.
I can't say it. You said, his dad's in the league. So it's like he's able to experience the NBA life on the
he got the life, but he don't got the. He had to earn. He had to work for the skills.
He had to put in the work, but it's tough. I need that kid who didn't have no kind of access, who had to really get it out the mud. If you
want to go that, we could say LeBron. Even though I don't like LeBron the basketball
he can't even be an underdog because he was first kid on Sports Illustrated cover. I mean,
he was, but if you look at where he comes from and that aspect of it, but then
I think of dudes that. Man, Giannis, I watched his little movie. To just come from a different country and then do like LeBron, my favorite player. So I've been watching LeBron since I was in 5th grade. So it's tough for me to be like, bro, I had a magazine of you when you was in high school. So
I definitely remember that.
Giannis, Hakeem, Elijah Wan. I feel like Tim Duncan have never played basketball. So he was
Ibaka.
Yeah, so them guys that either play late or wasn't supposed to be. Even my guy Carson Steele from Center Grove, he just got on the Chiefs 53-man roster. Yeah, go from undrafted to the Chiefs 53-man. I feel like them guys that slip through the cracks, they're the underdogs.
A Derek White.
Yeah, somebody that's like, you got a scholarship based off a coach just getting hungry and needing to take a restroom break. Yeah. That's the only reason you got offered. Yeah. That kind of guy, I feel like they're the under, because the rest of the guys, we heard about them their whole life. Yeah. I didn't hear about Ja till second, third year at Murray State type situation. So them guys that was really just Dame Lillard to come from the Weber State. Yeah. Who heard of the Weber State before Dame Lillard? Them kind of guys that really, George Hill come from IUPUI. Yeah. when you really went to like a super small school that nobody's ever heard of.
Butler.
Yeah, stuff like, I mean, Marquette is an established school.
No, he didn't go to Marquette at
I know
first.
the JUCO route and all of that, but yes, players that either had that time in JUCO or those are them kind of stories that's, Steph, you on the NBA sidelines as a kid. Like,
yeah, okay.
It's kind of like, I love my son. He been in the Coast commercial when he was 3 months. I'm like, bro, you didn't get it out the mud. You didn't have to. I don't want you to have to. Because your dad is here. But people that really like grinded it, even freaking Jeff Teague, because during his era, I never really heard of him for real.
Yeah.
Like you, Mike Conley, Greg Oden, Gordon Hayward, all of them guys, you didn't really hear about Jeff Teague. And for him to become an NBA All-Star and NBA champion, it was like, nah, he was because I mean, the light was on his brother for sure.
Yeah.
When his brother was in high school. But yeah, when I think of Underdog, somebody that just, they really got it out the mud, out the trenches, no support system. It was just they will and work ethic. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you do music. Who's an underdog musician or a band that you admire?
Man, this is a good one too. This is so tough because I gotta say this brother that won season 2 of American Idol, Ruben Studdard, man. I feel like I still hear his voice to this day, and it's incredible. And for him his girlfriend was auditioning for American Idol. He wasn't even supposed to audition.
Oh, wow.
And for you to have not even supposed to audition and then you end up becoming the winner of it all. Yeah, man. Him, I used to love the TV One Unsung.
Yeah.
So those, man, there's so many guys. Man, you could do this locally, nationally. Man, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
Because there's so many musicians. Or I'll just say my favorite 3. They don't really fit in the underdog category, but my favorite 3 growing up was T.I., Kanye, and Nelly. So Nelly ain't never been in nobody's top 3, but Nelly is definitely in my top 3. And I love that this is on camera, so I got my digital footprints. But yeah, Nelly definitely in my top 3.
Definitely, Nelly is definitely. But if you go back and look at his
body
catalog,
of work,
he definitely.
He diamond. But people don't give him that love. Like he ain't too many diamond rappers. So it's just like, Nelly.
He was like almost a pretty boy rapper. He wasn't really like you wasn't.
He
like,
wasn't like, and it's so crazy because it'd be the ones that's really street that we ain't gotta prove that we street.
Yeah.
It's like he's really like that.
Yeah. So oh man, you said
Nelly,
Kanye, and T.I. Now T.I. Yeah, that's my dog. I've been messing with him since.
That was my top 3. Yeah,
Kanye. He was up there until he went a little.
Yeah, when I say Kanye, I'm talking college dropout to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That era Kanye. This guy now, I can't speak for him. I can't vouch for him. But college dropout to My Beautiful Dark, you couldn't tell me because he represented the soulful kid in the hood who had confidence to be themselves.
Yep.
Everybody knows Chicago, murder, bang, all this and that. He's like, nah, I'm wearing polos, a book bag. I'm putting church samples on stuff, and I'm going to be the greatest rapper from here.
Yep.
Easily. There will be nobody from Chicago ever be bigger than Kanye West. And it's just like, he wasn't street at all.
Nope.
But it was just, he was himself. So that's what I always appreciate about him.
Yep.
And that's something from all 3 of them. He was himself. Nelly, he was from a small Midwest town. So it's kind of like, back in his day, it was New York, L.A., maybe Atlanta or something. For him to come from St. Louis, wasn't nobody coming out of St. Louis before him.
You don't even know really St. Louis like that.
All you know is the Arch and the Cardinals. That's the only thing you know about St. Louis, man. He the GOAT. So that's why I'm Nelly forever. And he is kind of why I fell in love with theme songs, because he was able with the Cold Longest Yard, and he got a song called The Champ, and then he got a song called Harder of a Champion. He was able to mix sports and music. Like, I've never seen done before. He would have the ESPN Bowl commercials, and he was able to have that crossover appeal where white and black people would love his music. So yeah, Nelly, he will be that underdog for me.
Got you. In Indianapolis history, who's an underdog figure that inspired you?
Whew, it's so many. Like I could go from in all kind of lanes. I'm gonna do multiple lanes. So they might not even be underdogs, but Jimmy Mack, well, we raw, we real. We did an interview, and I told him, man, how much I appreciated that song. And I can't say G Fresh is an underdog because he was on MTV, but he's definitely in my top nap artist. As far as education, I say Dennis Bland. What he's done with CLD, definitely incredible. I was in Project Mister as well as Self-Discovery, and I feel like programs like that kind of helped me do what I do now, and it's so tough. The Rec 1, everybody, who's on from 6 to 10, who keeps the party cracking like it? Everybody know that one. So who else?
I like these questions.
Tar Glenn. Tar Glenn. I used to see him at the Boys and Girls Club on 30th and Keystone giving back to kids. Tamika Catchings. She's definitely such a pivotal leader in Indianapolis history. Oh, man, I could go on and on and on. Yeah, so many people. Yeah.
So you almost kind of answered this one, but share a story of an underdog student that kind of like impressed you with their growth and achievement.
Yeah, that would definitely be Tristan. Then there's another kid, Elijah Webster. He wrote a book called How to Be an Author. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It's so many kids that like got that potential. Once they lock in, it inspires all the rest of them. So I would get out to the kids at Tech, just because high school is a different age, and that was like the first high schoolers I worked with to kind of see it through. So definitely the kids at Tech. Shout out to kids at Addicts. It's so hard to say one specifically because they're going to be like, what about my son? What about me? What about me? What about me?
Kids always
can't please everybody. So,
yeah. But that's good that you remember, because kids be forgetting that it's so many kids that a person might see. You remember kids' faces or you remember their story. You don't always remember their name. And they be like, why? Be like, man, you just don't know how many kids I didn't talk to. Nothing against you. It's just I don't remember people's name. And because I'm bad with that. They be like, hey, you remember me? I remember your face, but I don't remember your name. And I never try to act like I don't know. I'll be like, yeah, what's up? And, talk to them, because kids, they going to come to you. They going to be like, man, Mr. Tevin, you helped me write my first book. And that's going to be where that smile just gonna come in like, man, I really helped these kids. So what made you kind of, because you was doing the music and you was heavy on it. Like, that's how I kind of found out about you. You did the longs and then you was just knocking out the team. So what was like the pivotal point of like changing from music to writing?
Man, it's so crazy because I'm still really heavy with the music, but it just shifted to books. I just think about my kids and their learning, wanting to teach my children how to read. And then, because all of my books, they rhyme. So every one of my books rhyme. So it's kind of like music is still playing a part in that because it's just raps. Like if you can write a song, you can write a book. So I actually have a whole music series coming with this. Like I got a song, Let's Write a Book coming. That's what I'm going to feature all the kids in. So it's this, I feel like they're going to go hand in hand. And it's crazy because I'm actually call it Bam Bam Records. So it stands for books and music, and then Baltimore and Medford. So those are two streets I lived on. And those are the two things I'm most passionate about, books and music. So yeah, they're going to go coincide. I just gave it like just a little break. And it's so crazy because I still got we got a big music video with this young lady named Nala Nova. So we got a big music video that we filmed, and I just watched it. It was incredible. So yeah, it's so much music on the way with the theme songs for the college sports teams. So we're gonna go to a lot of colleges and teach them how to become authors too. So yeah,
you out here making moves.
Yeah, it's different. It's 43 colleges in Indiana alone with athletic programs. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy. Just Indiana, I'm gonna sew up the Midwest. I'm gonna run through because I've done songs for 100 plus college teams across America, like 33 states. So I really haven't tapped in with the East Coast and a part of like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, that part of the country. So, but I'm coming.
I love what you're doing. Because you're teaching kids, but you're coming from a what they like, music. Yeah. And a lot of times when you see people do music, it's always about struggle or gang banging and all that. That shit's annoying. Yeah. Like every little man ain't always got to walk down the street with a strap. She ain't got to protect. Like, it's just crazy
and at
that
some
the world
point,
we live in.
You got to get tired of it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was young. My cousin got shot 8 times after a dice game on Lynn Street in Hallville. And then that was around the same time I saw my cousin win American Idol. So it's kind of like, hey, they both got money, women, cars, but what path you trying to chase? And hey, that nothing opening up your eyes like somebody watching somebody trying to learn how to walk again with tubes in their body. Yeah. I'm 8, 11 years old seeing this stuff. So it's kind of like, man, make this the path you can go down. Yeah. It's all about, we all got decisions. And sometimes you're in unfortunate positions where your hand is forced or you don't have positive male role models. Like, I'll never forget, my dad being in my life is the only reason I'm still here. I remember getting jumped in middle school and just a gang coming to my aid. Like, hey, we don't like what they did to you. You get down with us. You ain't got to fight every day. And then had my dad not been there, I would have definitely joined them. Yeah. But my dad, he picked me up from school. He's like, how's your day? I was like, I got jumped. He's like, what? My dad out the street, he hustler. He coming to school like, who put their hands on my son? He pushing the police officers. I'm like, we both finna go to jail. But it was just the ability to have my dad in my life is definitely the reason I do what I do. And it's just, I'm thinking for those kids who don't have that. So it's like you come in and fill that gap. Like you'll never be their physical father. Yep. And I can't take on no kind of responsibilities and roles like that because I got my own children. But everybody can do their part, be a part of that village that can make this potential whatever amazing thing he accomplishes. And you just kind of play a role. So we got the coach. We got somebody come and teach him how to make books. Somebody could teach him podcasts. Somebody teach him music. Somebody teaches them. Everybody kind of play that role in the development of these young men and women. Then we have that productive society. But people feel like, hey, it ain't my problem. But once that kid comes to your doorstep, that becomes your problem. So it's kind of like you could get him before he gets to that point. Yep. So now you got one less kid that's going down that road. Because that's the thing, man. The streets is always there. They're always there. So they're always there. So really it's on people to be like, hey, you learn something from the streets. You be as consistent as they are. And then all these kids wouldn't go down that path. Yeah. I remember one of my first life coaches, he was like, you ever done some stuff in like in the street? I was like, you hustled? I was like, yeah. He was like, all you gotta do is take that mindset and do something positive with it. And when you look at it, it's like, oh yeah. I remember I went to the detention center and I was talking to the kids and I kept it a buck. I was like, some of y'all already had your own business. Some of y'all got y'all partners out here on the streets for y'all. Yeah. Just take it and run a real business with it. And they was like, wow, that makes sense. Because like you said, a lot of these kids don't got father figures or mother figures. They just dropping them off. And I used to be the kid. My mom had to drop me off. My dad was there but wasn't there. But like having a son that opens your eyes to like it's real out here.
Like, you gotta be there for him. Like, he lived with his mom, so I don't get to know every little thing. But if it's something that I can step in as a man and show him what and what not to do, that's gonna be helpful for him than rather him getting bullied at school and he just keep going. It's like, nah, bro, don't ever let nobody touch you. Yeah. You don't. We don't fight, but don't let nobody ever touch you. You got to stand up for yourself and little stuff like that, or just being around the players. Like, a lot of them, my little homies. But like you said, when you got your own family, you got to separate that. I remember when I was married, my ex-wife used to be like, "Hey, what's up? You got family at home and you coaching," and it's like, it's hard when you have a love for kids, but then you got to remember you got your own kids as well.
It's a balance. It's a healthy balance.
How you do that?
And that's the thing, because it's like my my dad tried to call me out for that this week. Yeah, because my kids right now, they out of town because my girl from 2 hours away, so. It's not like you can just go across town. Hey, they can spend a couple days. Yeah. And, hey, why ain't you what you get? This and that. And I'm just like, hey, they still need their time with their family up there. Yeah. And then, but it's just finding a healthy balance of just like, you can't give your all to every kid and then come back home with nothing left to give. Yep. So it's just like, all right. That's why people would think I'm doing so much. It was just an hour a day, once a week. But in people's minds, they're like, oh, you just nothing. No, I'm with my kids every day, all of that. So it's just finding that healthy balance of a certain time. Because another apartment complex hit me up and somebody else, and I was just like, I can't be everywhere to everybody. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, hey, we could do something once a week for 1 hour a week. And that's... During the summer, that was 1 hour. Yeah. And then, like, now even going to all these places, it's 1 hour a day. Yeah. So it's kind of like, when I think of how many hours in a week? Well, this the Are You Smart in the 5th grade. 24 times 7, 28, carry the 2, 14, 168. Yeah. 168 hours. I can't donate 6 of those hours to kids. Yeah. So it's kind of like, put that into perspective. Like, now, for coaches, I don't know how coaches, that's you there every day, all of this. Listen. But it's just kind of like you got to find that healthy balance. There's 168 hours in a week. You could spend 40 of them working. Let's say another maybe 50, 60 sleeping. Yeah. So now you got to think of how many hours is your family worth? So it's just kind of like, I had to really break it down to people. I'm telling my dad, yo, there's 168 hours in a week. You telling me I'm spending 3 to 4 helping kids? Yeah. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna give, my kids are most likely gonna get 60 plus out of this time.
And I think people don't realize when you're beginning like your purpose and your dreams, like you gotta give it there.
It takes time. So then you building it.
You can, hey, what y'all want to do? Y'all want to go visit family? Let's go. We can do whatever we want.
You got the freedom, and because you created and carved out this much time, or even if it was like one day. So let's say when I start doing interviews with kids, all right, well, if it's one day, a 2-hour time slot. Okay, then that's what this would be. It's just it's essentially, it's still work in a sense. It's just people don't look at it as work because you're like volunteering your time.
But if they it's work because whatever you doing here, you doing your hour and all that. But now you going to college, you going here to speak.
Yeah, it's leading. It's leading
to a paycheck.
It's like it's sports. It's like. In football, you gotta run the ball to set up the pass. Yep. Everybody wants to start with the Hail Marys, and it's unrealistic. Yep. Run that ball, get that 3 yards, get that 4 yards, get that 6, 7 yards. Yep. It's going to open up the pass. So it's just kind of, it's that Kevin Hart quote, bro. Everybody want to be famous. Nobody want to put the work in. Yep. Like, stop trying to skip the most important part. Is the foundation. Because now, we laying the foundation. Yep. We're citywide. We're in 9 zip codes. And it's just, okay, what's that? 9 hours a week out of my 168. Yeah. I'm maximizing my time, and I'm showing the kids, hey, I'm not doing it for you. I'm going to take step by step. But that's 1 hour a day. That's the most I'm spending.
Yeah. And
So
then you changing lives and bank accounts and legacies. Because it's going to be a good portion of kids, it's going to be the only book they write. That's cool. It's going to be some kids, they got 50 books by the end of next summer because they just write. Because this is easy to do. It's not, like people don't realize it's not as hard as you think it is. If you sit down, like when CJ left, I went on vacation and I did the 5 books, like I boom, 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 boom. You got to go back over and make sure everything right, but it don't take all day long.
Especially I'm doing my children's books. I'm doing 1 sentence page books. It's just like, and then some of them, it's a sentence on this page and picture on the other. It's kind of understanding your target audience. I'm not writing Harry Potter books. Like, I don't got to write 2 million page book. No, that's attention spans are not there.
You set your kids up to see, because your kids are really little.
Yeah.
So all they going to see is what you're doing now. Yeah. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, Daddy writing books. I want to write books. Daddy, how we write a series? Now, by the time they get a certain age, y'all doing movies.
Easily, because I'm going to be able to put so much in front of them that it's like the expectations. And the same for the kids in the class.
Yeah.
Your expectation. And we got a girl as young as 4. You write a book at 4 years old, my expectations for you at 18 are great.
Yeah.
Because the standard is different because what you've been exposed to. It's kind of like, I saw my cousin win American Idol at 11 years old. Okay. You got to do more than what the average person has done because you've been exposed to this at 11.
Yep.
For a lot of people, even for me, before he won, success seemed so far off, and these are people on TV. No, this is somebody from your bloodline that won the biggest show in America at the time. So it's like you not bound by them same excuses that you once had. Oh, I'm in the hood. Oh, it ain't no way out. This is all. No. That's not your reality no more. You got I have greater expectations for you. Every kid that comes through the program, you 7 to 13 years old, we have some kids older 16, I'll expect greater for you. Yep. So now a kid tell me, oh yeah, man, I'm 10 years old. All right, now what would 10 books at 10 years old look like? And then when we talking about, this is black children. So it's just like, bro, you setting your mind up to, now I'm thinking of more. Now I'm creating more. Now I'm imagining more. Yep. And it's just like, too often times the hood puts constraints on our imaginations.
Yep.
Why aren't there much science fiction or imaginative movies as there are drug dealing movies?
Yep.
Like, how many drug dealing series we got? Yes, I love my Snowfall. I love my BMF. I love Power. I love these shows. But it's kind of like, we aren't limited to this as a people. Like, we got so much more talent. Yeah, we got family in the streets. We in the street, all of this stuff. But it's kind of like, is this where it stops with us? Yeah. We got greater things than this. And even church movies. We got more than church movies inside us. I done seen 1 million church movies. All right, pastor cheating, this happening, or this. All right, we got more than drugs in church. We are so much more of a people than those things. And it's like, we can do whatever we inspire. Like this girl, she got the Space Grinch. And I'm just like, this is what black children's imagination. This young lady did a horror book. And it was interesting. I don't like horror, but reading her book was interesting. Man, he made a black superhero, bro. I used to love Meteor Man.
Yep.
So it's just like, he made a black superhero with football. Yeah. So using the football as lasers. This young man, all right, a kid that got lost in the forest, and then it expands your mind. It'll be like, okay, I don't have to write about drugs and shooting out. I don't got to write about church and this. Yeah. No, expand. If you want to write about, no, you're not writing about drugs, nothing in my program.
Yeah.
But if you want to write church, cool. But it's kind of, don't limit yourself to this thing. And I feel like as black people, we limit ourselves to what we can create. And it's like, nah, we are the most influential people, most talented, and I ain't biting my tongue on it. It's just like, whatever we touch is gold. So it's kind of like, don't limit it to that. And for a lot of these That's why I love working with football players, because I'm like, let's think of life after sports.
Yeah.
Let's create revenue for you now to set you up for life after sports. Because out of these 104 guys and however many in the league now, eventually they're going to have to put the ball down someday, no matter how good you are. And you got to use this, because these muscles can only take you so far. You're going to have to use this at some point. So it's kind of like, man, set these kids up with something for life. And that was one question. I had a sports show in like 2017. I was just interviewing high school student athletes, and I would ask everyone, what do you want to do for life after sports? Because NFL, not for long. Yeah. I had a friend, he played for the Patriots, went to 3 Super Bowls his first 3 years in the league, my high school teammate. And he was a center for Tom Brady. Yeah. And he took one practice off, kind of going through the motions. Belichick cut him. He was like, man, I'm 24 years old. What am I going to do? And he was just freaking out. He was like, man, I just got cut. What's life? He talking to his agent, freaking out. They re-signed him the next day. He said he never took a practice off again. Because it's just but he saw how quick that could go. You working with the Patriots, you a center for Brady, but he saw how quick that this thing could end if he wasn't locked in every day. So it's just kind of like showing these young men that even if you reach that mountaintop, it can be over as quick as it started. So just showing them that, like, set yourself up for life after sports now. So use your sports platform now to push what you're trying to do. Because these young kids in high school, now you got your books at the game, man. What?
Yeah, you got somebody outside selling your books, or you got NIL deals, and people buying your books. Like, kids don't, I think a lot of parents just working with them, they don't realize to let their kids be them.
Yeah.
Like, just let your kid be themselves. Okay, your kid might, curse a little bit or look at it. Let them be them, because the world gonna like them. If you look at Anthony Edwards, he's the new face. Everybody loves him. Everybody loved Iverson because he was himself. When I let CJ be himself, and everywhere he go, people love him. They always like, oh yeah, he can come back. He's good, because you allow a kid to be, and that's where you get books like that.
Definitely.
Because I was just, when you was talking, thinking of the show The Chi. They actually put in Kevin playing video games and going and making money. Like, when we was growing up, video game, you better go read a book or get your degree, not go play no video games.
Man, my daddy told me it was cold, I ain't gonna lie. I was really you couldn't get me off Madden. He like, you ain't never gonna get on Madden by playing it. I was like, dang. I just started working out right after that. And I still ain't get on Madden, so I could have kept playing. But it was just because there's so many kids that just waste hours on
the game.
And it'd be like, oh, I'm going to the NFL. What NFL you going to?
But now, though, you own them for hours, you can make money off
it. Now it's a whole different, this social media world is different, bro.
Yeah.
The content is king. So that's why I'm looking at this whole setup. Like, thankful that you not only invited me here, exposed me to all this, but introduced me to the lady. Oh, yeah. Next Tuesday, she gonna have that brand. She gonna have it.
Like you said, it's exposure. It's like you gotta put your kids in different experiences that you might not have never. CJ wrote about going to the state championship. 4th grade? State championship, y'all done won. They don't even realize. They just thinking, oh, we won another tournament, another one. Yeah. But it's like, bro, there's kids that's gonna play sports the rest of their life.
Never
gonna win a state championship. And y'all starting out the gates winning one. And y'all can compete for national championships.
And it's in writing, so now you got it forever. So now when he's able to tell his kids, hey, I was a state champion when I was in. Dad, you wasn't nothing. Check out this book. Yeah. Get it off Amazon. Like, what? Come on, bro. That's different.
And then even now thinking about it, he got all the players. He got the picture he got one with the real picture, and then he got one with an animated, so he can go back and be like, hey, y'all remember this when we was in 4th grade? We ended up winning this. And it's just crazy the different stuff you put your kids in. Like, for you to have this program, and it's not done for somebody not to put their kid in it, but at least send them. At least send them one day. See if you never know what they.
Nah, you was right that first time. Yeah. It's dumb not to be in it, because it's a free program where your kid can earn money and work on the writing. Yeah. Hey, so you got access. You can't complain about, hey, we don't have the same opportunity. So you're not taking advantage of that free opportunity. It's crazy. It's mind blowing, because you can't say, oh, ain't nobody coming to the hood. Ain't nobody. Nah, we own on Post.
Yeah.
We in Hallville. We in Martindale, Brightwood. We at 30th and Arlington. We everywhere. So it's kind of like Michigan Road, and then we on the South Side. So it's come on, man.
Yeah,
you got to if you don't take advantage of it, it's on you.
Yep.
You can't say, hey, nobody come around here and help us out with anything. Because this is literally the way you can eat.
Yeah.
I created something one time and I can eat forever off of it.
Yep.
And that's the difference between music. Is like music, you're always chasing that next viral moment. Solange's Bakery did over 900,000 some views. But everybody's expecting every video to have that same amount of turnout. It's unrealistic.
Yep.
It's just like, so you just steady chasing that and chasing that. But this is like, I can just do one thing and just push it forever. And then it's like, the more I create, it's the more you can earn. Because, let me read that. Let me get that for my granddaughter, niece, nephew, son.
And kids don't realize with a book, you can travel the world, doing book signings, having events
everywhere. Your school can buy it. Your district can buy it. Even these districts, they gonna get on it so late that it's gonna be like, all right, we had this deal set up last summer. Oh, it's a new day. It went up.
Yeah, because school systems, even though I work in them, they be dumb on certain stuff. Like it be real programs that can help these kids. Everything ain't about A, B's, and C's, 1, 2, 3s. It's programs that can help these kids become better humans outside of school and later on in life, or open them up to being able to be millionaires, thousandaires, whatever they want to be at an early age. But, this program doesn't go with our curriculum because y'all curriculum suck.
Man.
The curriculum's stupid. I remember when I was a preschool teacher and they brung me to, I said, I'm not doing this. This is not even helping them even learn nothing. Like kindergarten or even elementary.
If I could tell you the meetings I was in this summer with, this doesn't line up with our curriculum and this isn't this. And I'm just like, you got kids that can't read. So whatever your curriculum is, it ain't working.
Yeah, kids are writing books. They're working on their grammar. They're working on reading because they have to read it. They're working on illustration, graphic design. That touches a lot of different things at school. It's because it's black people.
Boy,
that's
people they say they won't support you till they can't afford you.
Yeah.
Then it's just like you unreachable at this point, and it's like, he don't want to do nothing. He can't. No, when he's coming up, he's telling you, hey, I would like to do this. I want to do this. This is what happens.
Something just hit me. So people really hate on stuff that people do. So it was a rival team, hated on the city coach because they was like, y'all went and got the famous dude to help y'all write books. I said, that's about the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That somebody would say they said the city coach was clout chasing. I ain't gonna say the team, but it's a rival team and fuck y'all team, your coaches, not the kids. I love all the kids. I just don't like this coach. But he was like, they was clout chasing. And I'm like, bro, how are you clout chasing and they're writing books? What about that says clout chasing?
And didn't their team have the same opportunity?
Yeah, they just mad. They just mad they wasn't first.
So it's like every team had the same opportunity. And I learned a lot from coaches through this whole process. Everybody say they for the kids. Bro, it's so much ego driven with dudes that never played and never reached their goals that it's just like, if you really for these kids, there's no way you wouldn't have them write books where they could earn money from.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like parents got to look whoever their leader of their organization is in the eyes and ask them, hey, why can't our kids come out and learn how to write books for free and they can make money? We do all of these millions of fundraisers, and for all of this, we always need money. So now we got an opportunity to earn money where we don't have to stand on no corner. We ain't got to do no fish fry. We ain't got to cook nothing. We ain't got to do the typical black stuff. Yeah. We can do stuff where we can get guaranteed money from schools and from different platforms that's actually educational. And no, Tev, I just don't know if we got time in the schedule. We'll make time, bruh. If you really about these kids, you gonna make time. But it's so many men who aren't leaders. They're just in position to lead, but they aren't leaders. Like Coach O is a leader. Yeah, he's like, I see the value in this from an educational standpoint that my young man can not only learn the love for writing, but they can earn from this too. And this can set them up for life. So it's kind of like, that's a small mindset to be like, it's clout chasing when it's offered to everybody. You could have got the whatever they call famous person. Man, what? I could have came, put up anywhere, anytime. Or y'all could have, you know what? All right, he got this class on this day. How about we cancel one practice and we can just write our books? One coach told me they had to prioritize this practice for a big game, and they still end up losing that same week. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no scholarships in this. There's no NIL in this.
Some of these kids aren't even about to be doing this in the next 5-10 years.
One practice to just dedicate an hour once a week to learning how to do something that can set them up forever. And that's when you got to look at the leadership. You got to look them in the eyes and be like, you aren't really for us. Yeah. You're here for ego and attention.
And the name.
And it means nothing. For Facebook. We won the Facebook Youth Coaching of the Year. Who cares, bro?
Because a lot of these
really about these kids,
then
that stuff doesn't matter. Because it's just like the kids are going to be able to get older and see, hey, wait, we had a turn to do this? Why didn't you take 1 hour out of all the hours that we were practicing to do this?
And we suck still. Because there's a lot of coaches that don't coach. But that's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother episode. These coaches just be out here. All they do is just go recruit. But anywho, tell the people how they can reach you. There's too many books that you got to name that they can.
Oh, man, I say every book now. Hallville Heroes, Eastside Entrepreneurs, ABCs of Entrepreneurship. I got Gary's Greatness, East Chicago Excellence, Lawrence Leader, Michigan City Motivation, Elkhart Excellence, Marion Motivation, Fort Wayne's Future, Evansville Excellence, Nap Football League. You gotta go on Amazon for the rest. It's so many to even remember. And I got so many that's coming, bro. I tell you, I'm sitting on so much content right now just because I'm like, all right, let's get the football season going and get these football players to write books. Man, when I tell you I've been sitting on like 20, 30 books right now just to, because I'm going to be releasing them with songs. So every book that I've written rhymes, so it's going to have a music video with it. So it's like, bro,
you changing the game,
bro. And it's like, man,
you changing the game.
It's not ready for what's about to come. And whenever I watch the Ray Lewis got an interview where he's talking to Miami, and he's like, he just talking about effort. He's like, bro, there's no other man willing to give up what I'm willing to give up. And he's just like, bro, that when I listen to that speech, be afraid. Because there's nobody that's going to work. Like, they like, bro, Amazon really put you on the limit.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a tsunami coming that it's like, just get ready.
Yeah,
just get ready.
I already know because
release what y'all got to release. Do what y'all got to do. Because boys don't work hard enough. So like music, like, man, I could do. So now it's going to be the same with these podcasts, bro. My first 10 days at Wish TV, I did 100 interviews.
Yeah.
And they was like really substantially long too. And then interviewed over 1,800 some people. So, bro, and then the theme songs, I can't even count how many schools I done been to, from USC to Baylor, Texas, Florida State, Ohio State, Jackson State. Bro, I got to meet Deion Sanders. Deion posted my theme song. That was crazy. And then who else was it? Meeting Don Staley was crazy. Like, Don Staley rapping the lyrics to my song. Like, I remember watching her on Martin.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, for me, as far as college football and basketball, those are the two most influential black head coaches. Yeah. So I'm like, if I could do it for them, I could do it for anybody.
Yeah.
Any program, anytime. So it's so much that's coming with the theme songs on the collegiate level, as well as the books, and then the different cities. It's a storm coming. And then you just put me on this game. So every future author that I interview, be thankful that he put me on this. And The Underdog, bro, it's crazy. I love it because my nickname was T Stud, and I used to call it Tevin Studdard, the Underdog, because it's like it's a chip on your shoulder to feel like. That's what that Ray Lewis. He was like, Ray Lewis wasn't in the media guide at the University of Miami. You know how crazy that is to be like a Hall of Fame linebacker wasn't in the media guide. So it's kind of like he approached everything with that chip, and it's just like. That chip is on the shoulder right now. It's like I got something to prove. So get ready. Get ready. This the calm before the storm. Yeah. So what happens 6 months from now, you're gonna run this tape back and be like, hey, bro, wasn't playing. Yeah. Bro, wasn't playing.
Hey, I gotta shout you out because like you opened my eyes to writing books. I'm working. Yeah. I'm working behind the scenes. I got kids series coming.
Fire.
I just dropped it. And I never, because I hated school, bro. Yeah. I hated school, especially writing and reading. Yeah. And just to be an author and to understand that I can keep writing books and I ain't got to go to a publisher and do all that. I can keep writing my own books. It's crazy because it be 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I be
ideas will come to you. Now it's like I can turn that idea into profit instantly. Yeah. And it's just like of course Amazon gonna take 2 months to pay out, but you get them author copies, you flip them right then and there. You flip them
author copies is like is flipping the pack.
Man, you get it right then and there, bro. It's like, man, it's such a storm coming, and that's why even like the even with events where I'm able to, I'm not gonna do an event until next year. Cause I'll go to an event this time, I'm gonna have at least 50, 60 of my own books to sell. Yeah. So it's gonna be like my table gonna be like, we're gonna have every category. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, so because you won author of Indianapolis for 2024.
Yeah. Bro, and that's so crazy, bro. I started March 17th and it didn't even get actually released until April. Yeah. So to have won that award, it's like, oh man.
Cause you came out, you came out with a pack, like boom, 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 boom. Cause I was like, when I seen, I was like, man, I swear he just came out with some books. And I would look, I was like, well, he did, but he came out with a bunch of books, and that's what really
flood, bro. Yeah. That's the thing. It's just how you talk about the streets, bro. You could charge the least, have the purest amount of quality, and flood. I'm gonna flood out everything, and then it's like people gonna come back, and then we got it so simplistic where. If I'm going to shout people out in book, they're going to push it for me. So it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to get everybody's permission to shout them out. And it's going to be quality. So it's quality. You involving people. They like, man, it's like a free magazine. So they did to push it for me. So it's like, man, from what's going to come from, like I said, this time next year, I think I said next year, next spring, man, there's so many categories, and then the music. Like I'm gonna have at least 5 to 10 songs for every book.
That's crazy,
man.
you about to. And what's dope is how you're taking over the game in a different way. You being your authentic self,
bro. When I show you, I'm gonna show you this right now. You ain't even gotta tell the readers what you see. But or you could. It wouldn't matter to me. But you could just scroll up and see the schools and the rosters and the sports breakdown. Bro, who's thinking like that? Who's thinking like that? You see these endless opportunities, bro? Yeah, and it's people, endless.
You, to be honest, you really gave a master class on how to be yourself and take a product. If people actually listening to the stuff that you said, and see, I knew how to be quiet and listen because you was giving it in the simplest form. Like writing a book as a kid, I would tell my son this. I'm like, bro, who's gonna tell you no? You're a kid. If you don't get these author books and go wherever you go, or wherever you go, at least have one book and be like, hey, I'm an author. Can you go on Amazon and buy it? They gonna go get it. Like that's why this is so great for kids because they can
I'm tired
really
of seeing them having to sell cookies and lemonade and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they got their own book.
You can sell your book.
Get your water, my brother.
I
Ice Mountain. Y'all need to sponsor my boy. Sponsor me too, because I love me some Ice Mountain. Ice Mountain is the drink of the people, brother.
Okay, we gonna have to disagree to this.
What's your favorite one?
It's the one that got the black. It's like a healthy smart water. It's not smart water.
It can't be his favorite because he ain't drinking it right now.
I don't drink enough water.
He got 3 Ice Mountains.
Hey,
so
that's because
it's the best. We the best.
That's because what we got
somebody
here.
said, I know you passionate about something. It's always on you. You got 3 on you, brother. So that's all I got to say. It's all about Ice Mountain. Ice Mountain sponsor the kid, sponsor the show. Underdogs, you know what time it is.
Tell the people how they can reach you, and then
reach me at icemountain.com. Nah, I was just playing. Any social media, man. Tevin Studdard, either show Tevin Studdard show on IG. Tevin Studdard. I got like 3 Facebook pages just in case because they be trying to shut me down, this and that. So I got to keep multiple pages, and then I got Twitter, Tevin Studdard. I'm on TikTok. Yeah, and other than that, email tevinstuddardshow@gmail.com. And yeah, pull up on a class. I'm heading to a class as soon the second I leave here. I was keeping time by like 5:40. I got a few 20 minutes to get from Post to Douglas Park.
I already know. Give us an underdog quote,
man. This is a good one. I don't know if it's an underdog quote, but it's one of my favorite quotes. My barber had it on his shot at his. It was in the hood. You got one of them hood house barber shops, and we just pulling up in the front room. But on the wall, he had, "Without a dream, there's no need to work, and without work, there's no need to dream." So it's kind of like you got to put that work in. Underdogs, you have to work 10 times harder. Whether that's you a walk-on trying to achieve a scholarship, whether you are undrafted trying to make a team, whether you're trying to earn employment at somewhere, you got to prove your value. Like, be so good where they can't ignore you. Like, show that, hey, I'm here. Like, I'm valuable. I'm the hottest ish. Like, show your worth. Well, sometimes you gotta pop out and show hitters. Like, show them what time it is. Like, and never get discouraged. Never get discouraged, because people will try to gatekeep. People will try to block your blessings, but everything is where it started, in God's hands. So no man can stop God's plan. So just I say have a dream, have a vision, eliminate distractions, be unique, like create your own lane and outwork everybody. Yep. Like, it's going to show the cream always rises to the top. Nobody can stop you, but it's the effort. You got to keep moving forward. You're going to get hit. You're going to fall down. You're going to feel like you're ready to quit. You're going to feel like you're ready to give up. Things are going to happen. Keep moving forward. Can't nobody stop what you got going. Like, it's been, we walked past somebody before we came in here that snatched my book, one of my children's book, out of a mayor's hands in this way. But it was just like, I smiled because that same mayor ended up still meeting with me and taking a picture and everything. But it's just like, can't no man stop God's plan. So just keep moving forward, keep your heart right. Get your exercise in, eat right, man. It's out here. You just gotta go get it. Yeah,
I love that. I ain't gonna ask you to say nothing after I finish what I'm gonna say. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, on your favorite podcast platform. Go grab my son's book, Youth Cheat Code by Christian Jones. Go grab my book, From Underdog to Top Dog, 7 Steps to Academic Success. More books coming. If you're an educator, if you work in the schools, holler at your boy. I'm trying to get into schools and come talk to y'all kids, because They need somebody different that come in there and talk to them instead of the people in there with the suits and I was down and out and now I'm really good, and nobody want to hear that. They want to hear the real struggle. They want to really hear how they can overcome, and I'm the person for that. I think that's it. I think that's all my shout outs.
One funny thing, man. So when you do Top Dog, are you gonna do it like the commercial?
What?
You know them Top Dog commercials? You ain't heard them yet? Oh, bro. Google the Top Dog commercial. He's like, if you get in an accident, call Top Dog.
Oh yeah. You know what? That would be funny, though. That would.
Make that a book, bro. That's going to go crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Just give your boy 10% for you put it on your nugget. You going to make $1 million off a Top Dog book right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
And see, that's why it's good to have people around you that can shoot you ideas.
Yeah, that Top Dog will go crazy.
Yeah, I might do an actual like commercial, like, and try to work on that, because that's one thing that I like that you can do. You got that voice and that energy to kind of like sell and
put it all together, make it all make sense.
Yeah.
So now it's like your book will be the ending. You and your son's book will be the ending credits and the opening credits for every show. Yeah. And then the link on how they get it all. So yeah.
Yeah. You got anything to say before we get out of here?
Man, I done said it all. Yeah. I'm ready for that Top Dog book, baby.
Yeah. Now I gotta go do it. So keep being great and never let somebody tell you can't do something when you know you can do it. Peace. I done spilled the water over here. That's what I don't like. I like having a cup. Yeah.